So, yeah, I started talking about the subject when it originally popped off, which was the takeover. So, you know, I mean, that's just what I started talking about because of, as American in this country, I just don't know how to feel in regards to the lack of authority, integrity, and action by the government and the president, and I voiced that opinion. Um, the Taliban takeover, lack of integrity from Joe Biden, the United States of America, and current president, and its administration, General Milley, General McKenzie, and Secretary of Defense Austin, have some accounting to do. The president keeps pushing on all these other issues except for the main issue at hand: safety of the American people, safety of our borders. United States government, U.S. military arrests Lieutenant Colonel for criticizing his leadership, airing now incarcerated in the brig till his hearings. Opinion on his iPhone uh, that he recorded criticizing leadership and that he was going to resign. He said to the leadership, "Did any one of you put your rank on the table and say it's a bad idea to evacuate Bergam Air Force Base before evacuating all of the Americans? I demand accountability." Seems he was, incarcerated, and there was a gag order for what he was saying, which to me is like he wasn't giving up any intel or any crucial information that I know of. He was just asking for a little integrity from the administration and his leaders, a little bit of accountability, but freedom of speech, you know. Man, news says this is a brain trust, meaning the U.S. government that just used drone strikes to kill 10 innocent people, including 7 children, that allowed our perimeter to be guarded by the enemy, the Taliban, which resulted in one attack that killed 13 and wounded 20. This is the same brain trust that left Afghanistan's $85 billion worth of hardware in a country that's hostile, barbarian terrorists that are basically willing to kill at will. Last weekend, Iranians were buying our Blackhawks left in Kabul. The Taliban said that they're going back to killings and amputations. They cut off an arm. They cut off a farmer's nose and ears. They whooped reporters reporting on women's rights. They killed men and women, including children. And this is because the U.S. government pulled out and allowed the Taliban to take over. So it's okay for General Milley to talk about how he recommended 4,000 troops, stay, you know what I'm saying, and be posted there back when Trump was around, I guess. Now to see him in action, you know, abandoning Americans, He just left everybody behind and pulled the military out with no regard, you know what I mean? And then, it's okay though, it's like, it doesn't matter what the government does. If the people speak out on what's going on, then there's a problem. You get locked up. It's okay for Milley to expose behind the scenes information, with the Trump administration. And, now with Biden, it's just, he's made it clear, that we're not against pulling out. We're not against doing the right thing. We're just into doing for the rich, basically. Air Force, they pulled out of the Air Force base, and the lieutenant colonel decided to say something, and because he did, he now is in jail under gag order. You know, he was asking for accountability, and American people are asking right now for accountability. In fact, the U.S. mistakes were made. I'm asking for accountability and decisive action for those mistakes made immediately. You know, I mean, like, let's see some action. You know, we've passed the danger zone. We're now, in danger three times over, I mean, punish and prosecute those for the terror and unjust acts on the nation, the enemy, you know what I mean, the Taliban. Protect our country, not punish and prosecute the American citizens, I mean, we have rights, you know. I don't get it. The service personnel have rights. Soldiers have rights, I mean, I don't really see what was done wrong. But, um, it just seems like we need to uh, we need to make a change, immediately for the way for our way of life, to continue on in a positive way, you know, um, backed by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, freedom of choice, freedom of speech for the people, um, you know, like I say, without choice, without democracy, it's just one way. So you ain't got to worry about, yeah, entertainment or pleasure or choice or, wants and needs. It'll just be the bare needs. In China, they cutting out all the basically the choices that are available in terms of not giving any choice. You know, monitoring money, monitoring what you watch, basically where you go, what you do, So I mean, it's all about freedoms and freedoms of this country that stand as of now that need to continue to stand because we stand on them and we need to fight for them and basically, stand for what civil society stands for, and retain our liberties,